name is JKYog and speaking at the JKYog Youth Conference because I believe that no matter which field you choose, you can be the best in it, only if you have the passion and belief towards it. You have to make a relationship with your career. You need to be loyal and love it as well. And only then would you be able to ignite your true potential in life, like I did. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Sonal Kapoor and I'm the founder of an organization called Protsahan India Foundation. We work with girls from 8 to 18 years of age, rescue them from difficult points of child labor, child abuse, and using creativity, using the power of art and technology, we put them back into schools, make sure they have access to education, healthcare and justice. Join me at the JKYog Youth Conference as we talk about the stories, some powerful stories of resilience, some powerful stories of passion, compassion, and how all of that was brought together to change the lives of children all across the world. Look forward to seeing you.
Hi, my name is Aditya. I grew up in Houston, went to Stanford for college, and I'm currently a third-year medical student at Baylor College of Medicine. It is my passion to advance neurological care and research, and some of my areas of interest are stroke research and music therapy for medicine. I am speaking at the JKYog Youth Conference because I believe that internal happiness and promoting joyfulness throughout the world are true success. There are several techniques and mindsets that have really benefited me throughout my life that I would love to share with you to help you find your passion to make a difference and achieve your success.
You have a brilliant idea. What next? Hi, my name is Gaurav Palande and I'm speaking at the JKYog conference. I'm a digital marketer by profession and I'll be sharing some tips and tricks on digital marketing. I will also be sharing some modern marketing best practices so that you can apply to your idea and take it to the next level. I'm looking forward to this session and answering any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chris Natsky, and my passion is guiding others to live a life of power, passion, and purpose. And I'm so excited to be sharing my message, Mind of the Champion, how to ignite your life through vision, service, and action at the JKYog Youth Conference. During my session, I'm going to be sharing with you how to create a purposeful vision for your life, how to move through obstacles when they arise, and importantly, how to take inspired action so you can share your gifts in the world through service. So please join me for my session so you too can ignite your life and make a difference in the world.
I'm very excited to be part of this conference. Igniting human potential is something which our society and world needs at the moment.
In a few minutes.
And I personally believe that can be done by really empowering every young person to be a change maker. So I'm going to talk at this conference about how every young person can aspire and become a change maker.
Rajanji, are you online? Okay, we can stop the music. I just want to sync up with Sidharth before we go live. Rajanji, we can turn off
Hi, my name is Vinny Gupta. I really believe that...
trailers. Yes, thank you so much. Let me go online. Welcome, Sidharth. Thanks for joining the conference.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay. So, Rajanji, please let us know when we'll go live. We'll get started in, I think, under 30 seconds. Sidharth, just very quickly,
We
I'm
are
going to
live.
ask, we are already live?
Yeah, for past 10 minutes.
Uh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So, welcome everybody. Sorry about that. We were just syncing up before we got started on the next session. My apologies. So, I would like to introduce our next speaker, very prolific speaker, and one thing that I have been told is his power of networking is amazing, and he's a dynamic personality, and he's the co-founder and CEO of Xinerva Technologies. Xinerva Technologies is a cutting-edge financial tech company looking to democratize access to financial data. And they're just a few weeks away, now just a few weeks away from the launch of Xinerva's first commercialized product. Sidharth and his management team have created an internship program with 15 highly ambitious graduate and undergraduate students. And Sidharth will be sharing his journey as an entrepreneur and about how his past work experiences and education have helped him to get where he is today. His talk is titled My Entrepreneurship Journey, and I personally feel that every youth out there should definitely tune in and watch this session to learn from the best practices that Sidharth has implemented in his life to be successful as an entrepreneur and as a student and wear many hats. So Sidharth, welcome to the JKYog Youth Conference. You're a JKYog Youth Club member, and we are very happy to have you here today. Over to you.
Thank you, Aditi, for that warm introduction. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm looking forward to talking to you about the power of strong communication and a growth mindset. For a few years now, I've been working on this startup, Xinerva Technologies, along with my father. And a few months ago, a life-changing event, my grandma's death, made me realize that I was no longer a kid and I needed to really grow up and become an adult. Shortly around my 21st birthday in April, I decided that I was ready to increase my workload with Xinerva and take on the role as CEO. You see, I saw it as a strong opportunity for me to apply what I learned in business school, past internship experiences, as well as just mentally from JKYog and all of Swamiji's lectures. Over the past few months, I have helped hone the vision for Xinerva's product, finalizing what features we will specifically include in our final product that we will be releasing, as well as put together a management team to launch a 15-person internship program. A few weeks into our internship program, it's been great to see that these interns that I've hired have gotten onboarded and have already started producing real-world results that'll help drive forward progress for our company. I started working with Xinerva a few years ago after my dad quit his job in late 2017, and in 2018 put together a web application that could scrape SEC filings directly from the web. We had an initial prototype out on the market that we looked for investment for over a year. However, we learned quickly that our product just wasn't cutting it when it came to actually getting paid users. After conversations with financial professionals in financial services, investment banks, hedge funds, etc., I realized what specific things we needed to do in order to get to a level where we could sell a product. Now, I'm a student and I'm going to be a senior at the University of Texas. And one thing that I've learned over the past 3 years of my education is how to make a successful company. Now, I can't say that I have made a successful company because that's far from where I'm at. But what I can say is that I have learned the steps required and the steps necessary to get to that level. And I truly believe that now that I'm with a 15-person team, I'm better enabled to take this company to that next level where we will start seeing revenue pouring in. And over the course of my journey, I've learned the power of leveraging strong communication in order to build your vision. You see, the 15% internship program that I have is an unpaid internship through which I found all of my participants from LinkedIn. I was able to leverage the power of my business communication classes in order to create well-worded job postings that clearly explained the vision of our company, what we were trying to accomplish, and the problem that we were solving. And I've been able to, more importantly, share that vision that I have with all of these other people who are selflessly working for the company. I strongly feel that I have a responsibility now to make the company successful, and I feel increased motivation as a result. But I didn't get to this level by myself, and that's what's important to talk about. You see, a few months ago, I reached out to a few of my friends who I knew were part of virtual internship programs due to COVID-19. And I realized that I was at a stage with my own company to start an internship program of my own that would have two positive impacts. One, it would provide meaningful internship experiences to aspiring professionals. And two, it would help take Zenirva Technologies to the level it needed to be in order to be a business generating revenue. And over a very short time frame, I was able to put together the infrastructure for an internship program that I successfully launched and was able to get top talent for. At 21 years old, I have the privilege of being able to have MBAs, people who have finished their MBA, people who finished their master's degree, come and work and share the vision and the passion that I have for my company. And it's been inspiring, not just for other people, but also for myself. And it's taught me the importance of believing in yourself and believing in your ability to apply what you've learned in the classroom. You see, over the course of my 3 years at the University of Texas, not only did I leverage what I learned from that business communication class, that was just for starting the internship program. But when it came to running the businesses, things I'd learned from my marketing class in terms of how to create a product that targets a market and that has real value in customers' lives. Things that I'd learned from my operations management class, like how to successfully run a team or how to manage the production of a product, as well as my database management class, which helped me understand the technical nature of our product, as well as understanding how exactly we could take the information that we had in our database and present it to the user in an aesthetically pleasing way. Before becoming CEO, I also spent 9 months working with our front-end developer that we had hired in order to create a revamped web application with a much more modern UI that we thought would help attract more users. Now, I also want to talk about the power of networking. You see, those who know me would say that I'm an extremely extroverted person. I'm always trying to make new friends, meet new people, and learn more about them. And I think that more importantly than just networking with people, you should try to actually become friends with them and get to know them. I'm someone who has the ability to go into any situation and strike a conversation with anybody from any background. And what I love about that is that it has increased my perspective of the world, and it has helped me understand people who are different from me. And I think that's really important. If you want to be a leader, if you want to be someone who has the ability to manage other people, being able to relate with them is the most important thing, because unless you're able to do so, you'll never truly understand what's bothering them or what motivates them. And having that mutual understanding of people's wants and desires and their perspectives or why they think the certain way that they do will help you propel yourself to becoming a stronger leader and a stronger manager. Even though some of the people I was managers with had been my friends for 5+ years, we were able to still change the nature of our friendship from a social one to a professional one and create this internship program, because I understood the power of a team and the ability and the power in having people take their areas of expertise and working together to create something that's of better value. I'm someone who loves working in teams compared to working individually. And I wouldn't even consider myself extremely intelligent in a certain area or field. You see, I'm just a hard worker who loves helping other people and who loves making the world around him a better place. And I think it's really important that we take that positive mindset and focus on putting ourselves in a position to help propagate that mindset to the rest of the world. And for that, I would like to really thank Swamiji and my experiences in the JKYog Youth Club for helping me foster that strong mindset and help me understand the ups and downs of life. You see, being an entrepreneur isn't something that's easy. It comes with extreme frustration and toll on your family. Every day almost, or every month, you see people asking you, why aren't you going back and doing something else? Your company isn't start working out. And to those people, I tell them, you're right. You're right for most people in most cases. But you see, in order to be successful, you need to have that initial journey. You need to have those initial struggles, because that's what differentiates successful companies from ones that fail. And I would like to thank those who have put me in this place, in this position, in order to have that education and that background to be able to help all these people who are working for me succeed. And I'd also like to thank Swamiji for helping me foster that positive mindset. Another thing I'd like to talk, yeah, sorry. I can't hear you.
Please continue, Sidharth, sorry.
Yeah. So I'd like to talk a little bit about how, like a little bit more about the internship program that we've created. And I explained specifically how I utilized my education in order to put myself in the position that I'm in. So with Zenerva, what we're trying to do is we're creating a web application that's for low budget financial professionals that are looking to see the same functionality from expensive tools in a cheaper way. Now we're trying to penetrate a highly concentrated market where you see a few players have a lot of the market share, but the lower part of the market or the remaining market is up for grabs. And that's why we're really trying to come in and change the game with Zenerva, because we're telling financial professionals that they don't have to pay a ton of money in order to get a strong product that meets all of their needs. I talked about my business communication class. My business communication class is what enabled me to help send those emails, to help create those conversations and communicate my ideas as an entrepreneur and turn myself into a professional. And being professional is really important, not just for growth for your own company, because it helps you take yourself seriously as well as other people taking you seriously. Because in the world we live in, unfortunately, things have to be done a certain way in order to get things done. Now, fortunately, we live in an era of change where we're working together as a society in order to disrupt systems of fault around us. But at the same time, it's important to understand your surroundings and understand what needs to be done in order to get things done. And I really thank my business background and my education for helping me figure out how to communicate those ideas in a professional manner and like conduct those interviews, create internship positions, create assignments. Once I had the interns start with their company, I had to put together a management structure in which I would have managers running the day-to-day activities of these interns while being able to report their work back to me. And I would not have been able to do that if it weren't for the background that I had. But I also want to talk about believing in yourself, because you see, I'm probably not that much older than you. I'm still in college. I'm a 21-year-old guy, and I'm not someone who spends a lot of time like behind books or behind the screen. I'm just a driven and motivated individual that's trying to make the world a better place. And I think that everyone has their own sources of inspiration and passion, but whatever it may be, just trying to channel that and utilize it in order to drive growth is what's important. I also want to talk about the power of teamwork. Now, although I had this education that I could utilize, I understood when I put together my internship program that I wasn't necessarily the best person to do that by myself. And that's why I reached out to my friends who I knew would be more familiar with those areas and would be able to help me get to where I wanted to more quickly. And I think that's something that's not necessarily recognized or acknowledged, like how we can leverage our friendships and lead them to drive professional growth. You see, it's not like you're taking advantage of your friends or doing anything like that, because if you do things the right way in this world, especially in the entrepreneurial world, you can do things that are mutually beneficial for both parties. And I think it's important that you're able to take your idea, if you have an idea, and build a team. Because at the end of the day, even if your team is not as familiar with the niche product you are, you see, like the web application that we've created with Zenerva is addressing an extremely niche market. And it's honestly pretty difficult for a layperson who doesn't have any background or experience in finance to understand the usefulness of our product, or figuring out what exactly it does or how it differentiates itself from competitors. But that's okay, because in a team, what's important is that people have their own strengths, and you should be able to utilize those strengths to help drive progress towards the common goal. And so in this case, it's being successful as a company. And I think that by utilizing people's strengths in their respective areas, we can see a lot of growth for Zenerva these next few weeks. Now, we're still not a company that you can write down as successful. But what I think is important to take away from this conversation or from my talk is that you can still try to put yourself in a position to maximize your chances. And that's what I'm trying to do by creating this internship program, by putting together this team, is establish the blueprint and the foundation for a growing business. And one thing I mentioned earlier that I can touch up on now is I talked about my prior internship experiences. I talked a little bit up until now about how I utilize my education, my business communication class, my database management class, my marketing classes, even my finance classes and accounting classes too. You see, we have this web application that we're going to be releasing, and figuring out the individual features was something that I wasn't able to do until I had like that education from those accounting and finance classes that I took in my college career. But I talked about my internship experiences because what I learned from those, one of my internship experiences, I worked at an independent broker dealer. It taught me a lot about the financial services industry and helped me understood where a product like ours would fit, because I worked with the back end office in a way of financial advisors and help them with their day-to-day functions. And I learned about how I want to establish a company and what type of culture I want to foster within a company, because it was a mid-sized company, 50 people or so, but very successful. And I appreciated like the family-oriented culture that the company had. And at the same time, it gave me confidence because at this internship, I was actually able to go in a short time period and make an impact by creating a bond pricing tool for those financial advisors that was directly linked to a Bloomberg terminal, and that is now used every single day by the fixed income desk of this company that is managing over $8 billion of people's money. And the fact that I was able to go into this internship, not knowing too much about financial services, and make an impact gave me confidence that, you know what, I can actually take what I've learned from the classroom and help drive change and growth in real companies. I wasn't any special MIS student or information system student. But I was still able to take that background in Excel and my understanding of like the interconnectivity of the spreadsheet and understand bonds and get to that level where I could create something so complex but still functional in a short time period. And I think that those internship experiences, that along with another internship experience I had at a venture fund last summer, a tech venture fund that's focusing on investing in B2B companies, uh, gave me perspective as to what I needed to do to take Zenirva Technologies to the level where it can get funding and get growth. And so right now, my biggest focus is getting users and getting the company to a level where we have launched a product that has users. And once we do that, I truly believe that we'll see a lot more success in the market and recognition from our customers about the use of our product. Uh, but yeah, those are the main things I came to talk about today, and now I'm open to any questions.
Thank you so much, Sidharth. Very, very inspiring and very interesting story. And I was noticing how you combined the knowledge that you learned in your courses and your real world experience together to bring the company to where it is today. And what I really appreciate about you is you are a visionary, and you have really stressed the importance of building relationships. I was very impressed when you said that the interns who are working for you, who are working for the company, they are not paid. So there's obviously something that's keeping them that's kept them anchored there selflessly in a way, in a way that they serve. That's something that is difficult to do unless you're in the armed forces or something, right? So kudos on that, Siddharth. Really, really appreciate that. That's something for me to be inspired by, and a lot of the young people who are watching, please take note that strive to build those relationships. So coming back to that question about relationships, what is the best way, because you have you're managing so many things. I hear you're a PhD student at the Mecom School of Business, which is that too in
PhD.
the
Well,
that too in
I'm
the
an
business.
undergraduate student
All right, yeah.
of
So
business.
in the business honors program, which is like a top program in University of Texas at Austin, right, in the nation, and alongside you're doing these this entrepreneurial, you're working on Zenirva Tech, finding users, building together a leadership team. So how do you manage to find time to build relationships? And what are the settings that are most, I would say, conducive to building genuine, authentic relationships that actually enable this kind of the level at which you're operating right now as a team?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question, Aditi. I've always thought of myself as someone who loves making new friends and meeting new people. Uh, I'm an only child, so growing up, I often looked forward to meeting other people my age and meeting new people because uh, you just don't really have someone your own age to connect around. And I think that really helped me express myself, my emotions in a short period of time and form significant bonds with my friends around me. And I took those same experiences, and I think that I have a lot to thank my dad for giving me a lot of general knowledge and just explaining to me or exposing new cultures and new things about history to me, to help me understand other people from other backgrounds, and just finding an initial initial point of conversation for you to relate on. And I think that's one of my biggest strengths is I can talk to someone maybe for 1 to 2 minutes, and within that first 2 minutes of the conversation, I can almost anytime ask them a question that'll let them know that I can relate with them, or like I understand something they've experienced, something about them, whether it's their identity, their background, their experiences. And you can almost see it physically, like the emotional barrier just breaking in the sense that you get them to open up for you. And I love that. I love like seeing that reaction that people have, and like just seeing how their comfort level with you as a person just increases substantially after you make that initial point of contact. And they say that even about the professional world. Like when you have an interview with someone, or when you're interviewing for a job, people kind of make their decision in the first 30 seconds. And I think that goes to meeting other people and individuals as well. Is you really have a short time frame to rub off on them in the right way, and just doing something or expressing something that helps communicate that you understand them can go a long way in forming a meaningful bond.
Thank you for sharing that, Sidharth. I think that's something that all the youth can really benefit from. Building those bonds. I think when you're younger, I think it comes very naturally to you to hang out with friends and build those bonds offline. And then when you later on, it's just a very organic sort of a natural growth that you're pointing to, which is important, because that's where the power of influence comes in.
Yeah.
And it looks like more than authority. What you're developing is earned authority through the power of influence through these relationships. Um, uh,
You can put it, I guess.
yeah. So Siddharth, that's very inspiring to hear. One of my biggest takeaways is this: the power of influence from what you just shared. Um, Another question that we're getting in through the chat is, okay, so someone wants to find out at what age did you find out what you wanted to do with your adult life? Like, what did you start out thinking, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, or did you experiment a lot? What age did you find out that this is what you wanted to do?
Uh, so I still haven't found out fully what I want to do. I just want to put that full disclaimer out there. But I would say about a year to 2 years ago, I started understanding what my strengths were from a professional standpoint, and I started understanding what I wanted to do. As a person in the Indian community, you live in a community where you have people always trying to tell you what to do, what you should do with your life, where you need to be, how you need to do things. But the American way of living is trying to find all of that stuff out on your own. And just being able to like filter off that information and understanding, okay, what does Siddharth Bhatt want to do with his life? Not what does all the aunties out there want to do, but what does Siddharth want to do? And understanding what your strengths are, I think, is what's really important. And I realized that I want to be in a position in which I believe my ability to form meaningful relationships with people can directly lead to career growth and growth of my company, or whoever I'm working for. And I realized that I like helping solve problems. So that's people and businesses. And it's made me realize that now that I was in the right place. Obviously I was interested in business. I chose to be a business major 3 years ago after graduating from high school. But when it came to being an entrepreneur, like, I've always been fascinated with the idea of an entrepreneur, obviously, because I mean, I go to business school. But I think that actually being able to have that idea that you truly believe in yourself is a really hard place to get to. And for me, um, there's other business ideas that I've had and other things that I wanted to start up. This is the furthest one I've pursued. But like understanding that this is the path I want to take based off of those skill sets that I have and what I like to do from a professional aspect helped me get to where I'm at today and help me understand that, okay, entrepreneurship is something that I'm interested in doing. I understand that's a difficult journey, but it's one that I'm willing to take.
Yes, Siddharth. Based on all the talks that we have heard so far, the fact that you shared that you really like to interact with people and you use that to make an impact in society, build on those relationships and acquire the skills and work hard and play hard.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I've been hearing that a lot from all the young entrepreneurs, even the social entrepreneurs that have been at this conference. So I personally feel that what you're going to do is going to become a big success. That's my gut feeling, and I hope and pray and best wishes to you for your entrepreneurial journey. For those of you who are watching, please like, share, and subscribe to the JKYog Online YouTube channel. This interview, this talk will be available for posterity on the JKYog Online YouTube channel. So for those of you youth who are looking to become entrepreneurs, who are looking to figure out who you are, what you want to do in life. And yes, Siddharth, I really appreciate that you brought that up. The fact that you have to figure out who you are and what you want, and that has to be just a you process. It can't be driven by any of the external feedback that you're getting. I mean, it's coming, but there's a process of introspection that has to happen on your own end.
Exactly.
I actually really, I really connect with that. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. And for all of you youth who are listening, um, you know, do take away the pointers from Siddharth's talk today. I hope you're inspired. And Siddharth, thank you so much for joining us today. Uh, it's our pleasure and a lot of gratitude for coming to this international platform and sharing your views for the benefit of the youth to ignite their potential in the way that you have. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.